We had a great race 5, finished second, battling with Diego Negri, who's one of the great sailors in the class right now. And you know, in order to do that, you have to have a little bit of good fortune. And today we went to the correct side on the first bead, and we were amongst the leaders right away, and we had good speed. And so life is a lot simpler when you're in front at the first mark. Well, I started sailing stars in 1977, so 40 years next year. And I was 18 years old, and I was crewing for a guy named Tom Blackaller. He's one of the great long-time names in the class. And so I was very fortunate at the age of 18 to have Tom take me under his wing and ask me to crew for him in several regattas in the late 70s. And I learned a lot from racing with Tom, also because we were racing against Dennis Conner and Lowell North and Buddy Melgis and Bill Buchan. And so immediately at the age of 18, I was in a situation where I was in a boat at the front of the fleet. And that's a huge educational opportunity. And then I started steering my own star in 1984, finished third in the Worlds in Portugal, and but second in the U.S. Olympic trials by a very, very narrow margin. And then eventually I won the Worlds in Argentina in 1988, and I went to the Olympics in 2004 in Athens. So I've been racing stars for a long time. Well, I have been racing in big boats for many, many years. I did the America's Cup 7 times, and I ran around the world twice, and a lot of other things in between. So yeah, I've had a 35-year professional sailing career. I'm very, very fortunate. I've had a great life because of that, and I've always done what was my passion, which is, you know, very few people get to do what they love, wake up every morning and say, I can't wait to go to work. And that was my life. That is my life. You learn a lot from everything. So when I was doing the America's Cup and becoming very good at match racing, that helped me in the star, because when I was in either a close race or at the end of a series and I needed to do a lot of boat-on-boat racing with someone, I had the advantage of being good at that and knowing the rules. And likewise, sailing big boats when you're a good dinghy sailor is very good, is very helpful, because you have the sensitivity that you develop only in one design, and then you bring that to the big boats and you can always make the boat go a little bit faster. So cross-training, you could call it, is very beneficial. So, and then as far as here, Coral Reef, Miami, this is one of the great places to race stars. You know, the conditions. I grew up in San Francisco and I race stars there, but it's very, very windy, so it's not pleasant. This is very pleasant, and the racing is very close because all the boats stay close together, and it's always great championships when we race in Miami. Probably I'm a technical person. I'm technically oriented. I'm very much into the rig tune and the numbers, and you know, I've been racing Torben for most of my life, and I think we're quite different in that he's a very natural sailor, and he's had more success than I have, certainly in the Olympic classes. He doesn't let his brain get cluttered with numbers, and if you ask Torben how tight his rig is, what rig tension he has on the mast, he has no idea. He never measures it. He just says, yeah, it's pretty tight. That's a different style. My style's a little bit more numerical. I'm a little bit more Swiss or German, maybe, in my approach. And but you know what's important is you got to go with your strength. What makes you your best, and you've got to just not fight that. You've got to go with that, and sometimes you win, sometimes you don't.